Hey, Joe, it's awfully hot down here. What are you doing? Someone's put a lock and tag on the fan control switch breaker. I'm really burning up. I'm going to figure out how to get this fan running. Sam, I'm working on the fan now. That's why I put the lock and tag on the breaker for the fan. Don't you remember the training you had on Lockout, Tagout so no one tries to start equipment when maintenance work is being performed? It's to protect me from getting hurt while making repairs on equipment like this fan. Sorry, but I'll be done soon, I hope. Lockout, Tagout training for affected employees is intended to instruct you in the purpose and use of the energy control procedure known as Lockout, Tagout when maintenance is being performed on equipment you use or may be affected by. It also instructs you never to operate machines or equipment which are locked and tagged out at your place of work to prevent injury to the authorized employee performing the maintenance work. If you see a lock and tag similar to the one pictured on the energy source that provides power to machines or equipment in your work area, Lockout Tagout is being used. Do not try to turn on the power or operate the equipment. This training meets the OSHA training requirements under Federal Law 29 CFR 1910-147, the Standard for Control of Hazardous Energy. Even more importantly, it protects the maintenance person or repair technician that may be servicing your equipment from being injured.
Do you work with equipment or machinery at your facility? If so, equipment may break down or require service from time to time. Usually your maintenance personnel will be the ones performing the service or repair. In some cases, outside service contractors may be required to fix the problem. If you don't actually work with machinery, there is still equipment in your building that may affect you. Think about the need for electrical power, lighting, heating, cooling, and ventilation. If any of those are not available, you may not be able to work effectively or comfortably. What's common in both these instances, energy is required to provide the power to operate machinery or equipment you may depend on. Lockout Tagout prevents machines or equipment from being turned on during service by maintenance personnel to protect them from injury. Some examples of hazardous energy used for equipment or machines are electricity, mechanical, machine, or equipment parts that are still moving or have the potential to move after being shut off, pressurized, hydraulic, pneumatic, or fluid lines. Also thermal energy, anything too hot to touch.
You need to know your role when Lockout Tagout is being used. When service or maintenance on equipment or machines with which you work with or are located in the area you work, it is usually being done by a maintenance person or other service repairman. This individual performing the service or maintenance is considered the authorized employee, who will be using Lockout Tagout procedures to ensure their safety when conducting the work. This is done by shutting off all energy sources at the main isolating control devices, applying a lockout device along with lock and tag, dissipating any stored energy, and blocking any moving parts affected by gravity. The authorized employee will also verify that the equipment will not start by trying to turn it on with normal start control switches prior to starting their maintenance work. The authorized employee will also notify you when the equipment has been repaired and is ready for use. You are the affected employee if you operate equipment or machines to be serviced or repaired, or if you work in the area affected by the service or repair of equipment. The authorized employee will notify you prior to conducting service on equipment or machines that affect your work that they will be shutting down the equipment and applying Lockout Tagout to the main energy source isolating control switch or device. The following video clip illustrates the roles of both the authorized employee and the affected employee. Other employees working in the area are also considered an affected employee.
Lockout impacts a variety of workers at a facility. The three categories are authorized employees. These are the workers specifically trained to lock out or tag out equipment in order to service or maintain the unit. Affected employees are the ones who work with or near the equipment being serviced. They are trained to recognize the lockout but not perform it. And other employees are those who work in or near an area where lockout tagout may be used. They also need to be instructed to recognize lockout but not perform the lockout procedure.
As the affected employee, you will be notified by the authorized employee, usually the maintenance personnel, when repair or service is to be performed on equipment or machines you may operate or use. This includes other equipment in the area you are working, such as lighting, electrical outlets, heat, and air conditioning. The authorized employee will explain the purpose and use of the specific lockout-tagout procedure to be applied, including the shutting down of the machine by turning off the main energy source, applying a lockout device if necessary, along with a lock and tag to prevent accidental startup of the equipment while service is being performed. You as the affected employee must not try to start the equipment until notified that service is complete. After service or maintenance is completed, the authorized employee will notify all affected employees that the lockout tagout has been removed and the main energy source has been turned back on and the equipment is ready for use. In summary, lockout tagout is used to prevent injury from hazardous energy sources during servicing or maintenance of equipment and machines. Injuries and even fatalities can occur if locks or tags are unknowingly removed and equipment or machines are started. Affected employees should provide assistance to authorized employees as requested for the proper shutdown and identification of energy isolating device locations. Affected employees should not attempt to start equipment or machines that are locked or tagged out and should never attempt to remove or tamper with locks or tags for any reason. This concludes your lockout tagout training for affected employees.